There is a lot of treatments that are being researched right now. The most interesting that I actually found was the convalescent plasma treatment.
Yeah.
Can you describe what that is?
Yeah, so basically what a convalescent plasma treatment is, you're basically taking antibodies that have developed in a person who had coronavirus, and now you're transfusing that plasma, that blood, into somebody who has coronavirus in the attempts to try to, put antibodies into that person's bloodstream so that they can fight the virus. So,
Okay.
I mean, the only difficulty with the convalescent plasma is that, you need a significant number of people donating their blood. And then so that's a limiting factor. And it's going to take a lot of time for something like that to be approved by the FDA.
Okay. Have you guys done that at all?
We haven't used that in the hospital at all. No.
Okay. And plasma is actually like a gold colored liquid. It's not red like blood.
Right.
And it also takes hours for you to actually go through the whole procedure.
Yeah, because it's like a transfusion. It's almost like when you give somebody a blood transfusion. So that's what the process is like, giving somebody that plasma antibody. But I mean, I know there's clinical studies that have been done in different places of the world where there have been shown benefits from that. But, like I said, just like with another antiviral medication called favipiravir, there's a lot of cases saying that it's beneficial, but, it's going to take a while for that FDA approval. I'm surprised, actually, that we got FDA approval on that other medication, the remdesivir.
Everything's in overdrive right now when it comes to approval.
No, they're trying to fast track all that so we can get through this.
Right, which might not be a good thing, because you're not really testing a lot of these things, traditionally and properly.
Yeah. True, but at the same time, we need something to, start giving people hope, number one, and something that actually is going to start benefiting and helping these patients. I mean, I looked into studies that they, did with this new medication, the one that got approved, the remdesivir, and it's, definitely shortened the hospital course. I think they said the people that weren't on the remdesivir had the infection for like 12 days where they were symptomatic, and then with the remdesivir, it was down to like 7.
Wow. Okay. Now, overall in this country, have we flattened the curve?
Nah. I think, I think our expectations were a lot better than what it is right now. We're still seeing, I think the whole month of April, we were still seeing about 20,000 or so, or 25,000 new cases every single day still in America. And we still haven't gotten to the point where the numbers are starting. Now, I think there's some states where the numbers are starting to decrease, but there's also other states where the numbers are going up on a daily basis. But on just kind of on average in America, the numbers are pretty steady. So we still need to see that drop that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I think that people get confused when they think that when the curve is flattened, it's okay to go out. Whereas the reality is when the curve is flattened, it means we're at our absolute worst, level ever. Right at that point, it's just flat. It's not going up the next day dramatically, but it's still at the very worst situation.
Yeah, and we want the numbers to start coming down. That's what we're waiting for. So we haven't seen that yet. So for states to say, let's go back and let's get everything back to normal, like we're not ready for that yet. Like we still need some time. How much time? I'm not the one to say, but I'm waiting for the numbers to start coming down. And we can make estimates based on the fact that, now let's say this medication that just got approved by the FDA, let's say that within the next week or two, see, I don't have that medication in my hospital. It's not available yet. It's a short supply of it. So they're trying to mass produce it right now. So by the time it is mass produced and all the hospitals have started utilizing it, let's see how that affects the curve and how it affects the number of cases we're getting on a daily basis.
Okay. Because remember last time I said, do you believe the stats in China that China has essentially eliminated the coronavirus? And you said, I don't really believe it. And then I think a week later, China announced that they had underreported their Wuhan numbers. Their numbers were actually quite
that seemed pretty obvious.
Yeah.
It seemed pretty obvious.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy right now. So what's interesting is that in Las Vegas, the city that you're in right now, where you work out of, the mayor had a very interesting interview where she felt that the casinos should be opened back up right away. And, when she got pressed on the issue, she didn't have a lot of good answers. You watched that interview, I assume?
I have not, but I heard about it.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. Because at this point, all the Vegas casinos are closed.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the Vegas casinos opening up right now?
Oh my God. No, please don't. Don't do it. Don't do it. Please.
Right. Well, because if they open back up, you're the one that's going to be hit the hardest.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'll probably have 1,000 patients that next day.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And the lieutenant governor of Texas said that there is more important things than living.
That's a weird statement, first of all. Like, he could have worded that better. Second of all, I know what he was trying to say. He was trying to say that, people, I mean, there's like 33 million people out of the job right now in America. Small businesses are getting hit probably the worst. I mean, people are not making money. People are not able to flourish in this time. It's a depression. So obviously people want to bounce back. They want to get back. They want to start earning again. They want to get back to their normal routines again. They're just from a mental and financial aspect. So, but again, Vlad, we're caught between a rock and a hard place, right? Because all that's happening, but at the same time, we let the virus out. We don't know what kind of catastrophe that might cause. The relapse that occurs when the virus is brought back into populations where we start spreading at a increasing rate again.
Yeah, and I understand that I'm in no place to judge myself. Like, I primarily work out of my house. I have a big, comfortable house. My business is relatively unaffected. I am not like the majority of Americans that are going through this right now. So I can't judge their decisions in terms of what they do. But to think that you need to hurry up and get back to work, or you need to hurry up and get back to the club, or whatever else you want to protest, that you can't go to the beach and compare it to slavery and all types of other nonsense. You're the one that's going to get hurt by these actions. It's not going to affect me. I'm staying in the house 99% of the time. I'm only going out, for certain things. And when I do go out, it's with maybe one or two other people.
Right.
And we social distance, but it's a tough situation to be in right now. And I can understand, especially if you're not making any money and the rent is due and your car note is due and you have kids to support and you have food on the table and so forth. It's tough. And, they're trying to, the $1,200 I'm sure has been spent up by 99% of the people. People aren't getting evicted, but, the way it's set up is that you may not have to pay rent this month, but you're going to have to owe that money later on.
Yeah. Exactly.
But you haven't worked during that time. When you come back, they're not going to double your pay.
Yeah.
So it's going to put people in a very bad financial situation overall.
Oh, definitely. And I sympathize with those people. I just because I'm in the medical profession, I'm a physician, doesn't mean I don't sympathize. I have so many friends and close people that they're not even getting their $1,200 stimulus check. Like, they're having difficulties just attaining that. And it's to the point where people are getting suicidal, man. There's depression on a mass level. And there's people that are suicidal that they can't handle it. They can't even provide for their families right now. I mean, people are having a very, very hard time, man. I sympathize with them.
Are you seeing that in your hospital? People coming in with severe mental issues?
Nothing abnormally different from what I had seen before. So not really. Truth be told, man, the hospital is just, if it's not COVID related or a severe emergency, it's starting to really quiet down over there. But at the same time, the number of COVID patients is still so rampant that, the intensity is still at a peak.
Well, they're saying that there should be another wave in the fall.
Yeah.
Originally they thought that this is going to be one of these types of viruses where the hot weather from the summer will kind of kill it off. But now they're saying probably not. Do you have any information about this at all?
I do know, and I was talking to an infectious disease doctor at my hospital saying that UV light has been shown to help disinfect it if it's on your surface. It's not like gonna take the virus out from inside you, but insofar as the, if you have clothing on that has viral particles or anything like that, like standing outside in UV light is a way to kind of disinfect yourself from the external, point of view. Now, as far as this getting better with the summer weather in general, I mean, the spread is still spreading the same way. I mean, if you got the infection, you're still going to pass it the same way through the respiratory droplets.
When you look at what Dr. Fauci puts out there, do you feel that he's reliable, or do you have some doubts in terms of his advice?
I mean, honestly, man, whether it's Dr. Fauci or there's other doctors too in the media, the Dr. Oz's and Sanjay Gupta's. I feel like a lot of these doctors, they're gathering their information from certain sources that I can't say for definitively that I trust those sources. So for me, I'm more like I have to live it, experience it with my own eyes kind of guy. So if I'm hearing somebody say, oh, Plaquenil doesn't work because this clinical study said this, or because Dr. Fauci said this, I'm like, well, is it working for patients I have? And then I kind of like to base things on that. And then I listen to it and I try to interpret it to the best of my ability, but I don't just take it as law.